Hi everybody, it's Geordie from Geordie Colours. Thank you so much for joining me. I am back with, I believe we're on episode 33, I want to say, of our full book colour along in RJ Hampson's gorgeous little book Awake. This page is called A Walk in the Rain. We've got our three little ladybirds here, a little family. They're kind of like holding their hands out. Is it raining? I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with the background here today. Let's see how we go. I'm using plain copier paper today. I'm still waiting on my Transitite Perfect colouring paper to arrive. I couldn't get the printer to accept that cardstock that I used last time, which is a pity because it was really good and it worked well, but it was a little bit too thick to go through my printer. So let's see how it goes. Let's see. So I'm going to start with my reds. I've got R8, R6 and R160. If you have followed the channel for any length of time, you will know that this is my favourite red combination from the Ohuhu markers. I really love it. It's a really vibrant red and perfect for a little ladybird. So let's dive in. It's kind of got almost a slightly pinkish tone to it, but yeah, I don't know, it looks nice. Okay, so this paper is probably not going to work as well as a good quality alcohol marker paper, but I think it'll do the trick. It'll still be okay. The problem with printer paper is that the marker bleeds through too quickly and you don't get time to kind of work with it on the surface of the page. So you can see it's like bled right through to the back. Whereas if you're using a alcohol marker paper, the alcohol doesn't sink through quite so quickly. It sits on the surface for a little bit longer, gives you a chance to blend the colours together. So that's the difference. But it's okay. It's a lot better than the horrible cardstock I used a couple of videos ago. That was awful. I really hated that one. And yeah, I keep going on about it every week because it was just, it was scarring. But yeah, this is working a lot better than that stuff. So it's not going to be perfect, but it's okay. We're still having fun. And I just love this red combination. It's so pretty. It is definitely a favourite. Doesn't matter too much if we go over the spots because we're going to be doing those in a darker colour, so let's not stress about that. So there's number one ladybird. You could of course have fun and try and do different coloured ladybirds. That could look quite fun. I'm just doing mine in red today. Let's keep things simple. It's a little bit tricky to see what is spot, what is hand, and what is red. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for the best. I think this is right. Apologies if I'm banging my camera at all. I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way. Such a cute page. Okay. Again, I'm making a bit of a mess and going over lines and things, but I'm not stressing too much because I should be able to cover all of that up when I come in with my darker marker. Trying to make sure that, yeah, I don't colour anything red that's not supposed to be red, but I think that's it, sus. Okay. So nice, lovely, bright, vivid red. Of course, the rest of my ladybirds are going to be a black colour, but I'm not going black. I'm going with some grey. So I've got NG07, CG070, and NG03. And I'm going to use these greys to kind of look like black, but not be black, if that makes sense. I don't like to use black really on colouring pages because it's a bit too harsh, and I think just using greys works better. Gives, like, if you look at something that's black, it's not completely black because it has shadows and highlights and lights, so that's, you know, it's the same kind of principle here. So I don't want to colour it completely black. I want it to have a little bit of shadow and highlight to it as well, hence the reason that we use the greys. And we're going with a little bit of a lighter grey for the centre of the face so that we can still see those little features, little mouth and the little eyes, which look a little bit starey at the moment. I'm going to add some little dots to those at the end of the colouring video here, just to make them look a little bit less zombie-like. I don't know. They look a little bit starey. They kind of just, yeah. And RJ's kind of given us a little hint of shadow on the right-hand side of our ladybug here. So I'm kind of, you know, taking his lead and following that for where my shadows are going to go. So they're going to be concentrated on the right-hand side of my ladybug's ear. It's nice when artists can give us a little bit of help. I love that, like, even though it's such a small picture, that RJ manages to add so many like details of expression to their little faces and stuff. It's so fun. I really like his artwork. It's really, really cool. And if you don't follow RJ Hampson on his YouTube, I highly recommend going to check him out, because he does do colour alongs as well, and this book as well, his Asleep book, which is the other kind of quick and easy book he's got, as well as all of his kind of bigger, more detailed books. So, you know, if you're looking for inspiration, it's a great place to go for some help and, you know, get some tips on the colouring. He uses markers a lot as well, so it's really good to follow along and get some ideas. Okay, there's lots of legs. Let's start with the legs. Going to be quite a lot of black on this page, but I think the bright pops of colour that we've got going on with the red, and I'm going to bring in some other bright colours for the umbrella and the flowers and things. I think that will help, you know, make it look good without worrying about having so much black on the page. I'm not normally one to colour with a lot of black, but ladybirds kind of need it, don't they? But like I say, you know, you could go to town and do lots of different colours. You can have rainbow ladybirds if you wanted. You know, you're the boss of your page, so you can choose. I've just decided to go for more traditional colours because it involves less thinking. I don't have to think too hard about the colours and what I'm going to use. I can just, you know, kind of do it. And yeah, the less thinking the better. That's kind of what this colouring series is about, is just kind of colouring and having fun and not having to stress about, you know, colour placement and palettes and all that sort of stuff. It's just quick, easy, fun. Yeah. so the less thinking involved, the better. Okay, we've got the legs to do. And then we've got the other two little ladybirds to colour in as well. So my dark grey markers don't often get an earring, so it's nice for them to get out and be used on this page today. As normally I use my lighter grey markers for like metal and that sort of thing, but my darker grey markers tend to kind of be a little bit unloved in my collection. I don't use them all that often. Like I say, I tend to, I like colour, so I don't tend to gravitate towards colouring things black unless it's like an instance like this where it's a creature that kind of is traditionally black and therefore needs the black outlines. But yeah, not colours that I normally reach for all that often. This one's looking a little bit too dark. That's okay, we'll live with it. We can make it work. When we come back in and add some paint pen on top, some white highlight details, we can kind of really emphasize where different sections of the ladybird are and help it to stand out a little bit more, not look just kind of so black. I'm just going to go in with the lightest marker now rather than bringing in the mid-tone. Oops, that's a spot. Just to help with that a little bit. Still need to do the spots as well, don't I? Okay, and we're going to do our kind of like, it's like a middle-sized ladybird. This must be the older brother or sister holding his little brother or sister's hand. And then our lightest marker. So I've gone completely over the eyes, don't stress, we can make that work. I'll come back in with paint pens and whatever we need to kind of get those features back again. Some of these sections are quite small, and that's the reason I'm only going to come back in with my darkest and my kind of lightest marker for these areas. And I can see that it's bled out of the lines there, but again, we're not going to worry too much about that. This lightest grey marker is really juicy. It's got a lot of ink in it, which is good, but it kind of has made a bit of a mess in places, but that's okay, we can fix it later. Okay, so the spots. Okay, I'm going to do the spots. Yeah, I'm going to do the spots slightly differently, so we'll leave them for now. Let's go on to the umbrella, and we're going to use, I know it's boring, we're going to use these greys. I'm just using the lighter two markers for the umbrella stem. Okay, let's get some greens for the leaves of my flowers. So I've got G3 and G1. Get them around the right way, sorry, and I'll add those in there. Just a touch of this down here. Hoping this G1 will be a little bit lighter. There we go, and I'm going to use some yellows for the flowers. So I've got Y2, Y050 and Y030. So good colours for my flowers. Blend that out a bit. Nice bright pops of yellow and green, and I'm going to use those same yellow and greens I think for my umbrellas, so I'll keep these yellows out and I'll start with those. I'm just going to do one section of the umbrella at a time. They're quite big areas to work on. Something about a nice bright yellow umbrella, isn't there? I'm going to do mine in yellow and green stripes, but I don't know, yellow umbrellas, something fun and sunny and happy about them, even though they're used on a rainy day. I'm going to go back in again and just blend that out a little bit more. I feel like that dark is a little bit too dark, so I'm going to really go over that transition area there and pull that out a little bit further. Okay, and again, we're going to use those same yellows over here. I'm going to use it on the centerpiece as well, and at the back. So we'll do that first. Really going over that transition. And then finishing with the lightest yellow. I think that's a really pretty colour combination. Really nice. And then we're going to do this final kind of, oh gosh, sorry. I hope that's been in shot. Sorry. I hope that's not been off camera the whole time. Let's do this bit. I forget to look. I kind of get a little bit carried away with what I'm doing. I forget to see if I'm actually in shot. So I apologise if I wasn't. Pull that down a bit now, so hopefully that you can see that. Let's bring that out a bit again. So really, again, going over that transition area. And finishing with the lightest marker. And there we go. Okay, so I've done those bits of the umbrella. I'm going to bring out the greens again, and I'm going to do the rest of the umbrella in these green colours. So the G3 and the G1. So starting with that G1 to lay in my darkest marker. And I just thought these would be nice bright pops of colour. I'm going to bring in another green after this. Really working over that transition area because I feel like these two are a little bit different from each other. I'm going to bring in another green because I feel like those are too dark. What green can I pull in? So I've got, oh, that's my Copics. Wrong colour chart. Here's my Ohuhus. So I've used G1, G3. I guess I'll bring in the G8 if I can find it. It's always tricky. Oh gosh, where is it? There it is. Okay, found it. If you're wondering, I downloaded those colour charts from a lovely, she's a card maker and paper crafter called Mona Toth, and she has a website where you can download those colour charts, or at least she did. I downloaded mine quite a long time ago, but I found them super helpful, and she also has colour combinations, which is where I got my red colour combination from Mona. Yeah, very, very helpful. If I remember, I will try and leave that linked in the description box below so you can go and check it out. Great if you're using your Ohuhu markers. I just find like a really decent colour chart helps a lot, especially when she's got them kind of organised into colour families, which I find really helpful. Okay, so what have I got left to do? I'm gonna do the inside of my flower with the lightest of the red marker, which is R160, just because I don't want to pull in any more colours, and I think that will work. The handle of my umbrella, I think I'll do those in greens, probably the darkest greens. So I've got the G1 and the G3. Add that in there. Okay, and that's pretty much our page done. I need to do the spots on my ladybird. I'm going to do them in a second. I'm just going to grab some white Posca first and do a little bit of work with the white Posca. And I'm actually going to pull in the R6 again and just do a little mouth here. The R6, just so it shows up a little bit. Oh, I haven't done the top of my umbrella either. So let's take the CG070 for that. I'm just colouring the top of the umbrella there too. Okay, right. let's do the eyes. So I'm going to refill in the eyes in white. Now I know I said that these looked a bit starey and blank. I'm hopefully going to go over those again with a little bit of a black pen on top as well. Let's add some highlight to my umbrella. Using my Posca paint pen at the moment because I just feel like it's working a little bit better than my gel pens have been. It's not brilliant, but it's working better. Okay, we'll add some highlights to all of my ladybirds here and the handle of the umbrella. Around the head here. I never know if I'm doing the right thing with this stuff. I just kind of plop it on and hope for the best. Sometimes it looks good, other times I think, oh my goodness, what have I done? But yeah, it's a little bit trial and error. I am no expert by any stretch of the imagination, but have fun with it. I think that's okay. Let's do some of my little ladybirds here. Again, we're going to do the eyes. A little bit on the different body parts. It's actually quite hard to see now what is what, but yeah, I've gone over the lines here as well, so I'm going to try and clean that up with my Posca so it doesn't look quite so messy. No one will ever know. Let's do some there. Fix these eyes up as well. Okay, it's not too bad. I'm going to bring out my black glaze pen to do the spots on the ladybird. Sorry, I'm banging my tripod there. I'm just going to turn it. I know that's kind of annoying for you guys, but it just makes life a little bit easier for me. So I'm just going to fill these in with the glaze, just to give it a little bit of shine, and it gives a slight dimension, not much, but a little dimension and definite shine. Okay, I'm going to turn it around again and get to these ones over here. Glaze pens always go on really, really nicely, yet some of the other gel pens I really struggle with, and I don't know why. I don't know why. But yeah, the glaze pens always seem to go on really smoothly and just go on perfectly. I never have any problems with the glaze pens. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the other ones. Figure out where this goes here. I mean, you could just do this with marker, but I figured because I had the glaze pen, I might as well do it. Just adds a little bit of something extra to the page. Sorry, it's a bit crooked. I'm trying to just keep my fingers out of any kind of paint or anything I've put on the page already, so that I don't spread it around everywhere. And there we go. I'm just going to add, so I think the paint is pretty much dried on their eyes. Sorry, I'm turning it upside down, which I know is annoying. I'm just going to add a little dot to the eyes so that they don't look quite so odd. I don't know if they look odd, but they look odd to me. They need a little pupil in there. And there we have it. I'm calling that quits. That is A Walk in the Rain. That is page number 33, I believe, from R.J. Hampson's cute book, Awake. Hope you enjoyed this one. Oh, hold on. I haven't finished it. Oh. Yeah, I was going to add some white to the wings as well. I might just do it like that. I don't want to go with that glaze pen because that will make a mess. It'd probably look better if it went the whole way down the shell, but that's okay. Add a little bit. And there we have it. That'll do. Calling it quits now. So that is it. Page 33 from R.J. Hampson's cute book Awake. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.